What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Power Block for January 9th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, that retro code, Edward Barnell.
Puya, pika, pika.
What? Ed!
Yes!
All kinds of new things happening. Got that new intro, got this new background / title up here. You can find us at different links down below. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Yesterday, when I got home from work, I was just like, I was hanging out. I took a shower, I sat down to eat, and I was like, you know what I should start doing? New intros to the shows. So I started working on the NGR one. I was like, this one turned out really good. And I couldn't find any music to go with it, right? So I was like, oh, that's right. YouTube has a whole catalog of music that you can use that you won't get, fined for or anything. So I was like, I need something upbeat and kind of video game related and kind of like cool sounding, not like no dubstep or anything, no garbage like that. So I was like, what can I get? And I found perfect music for our intro, and I think NGR Radio's intro is just like
lovely.
It might be the best intro I've ever done.
See, I might have to debate about that.
Yeah, why?
Because the expansion pass for Nintendo Power Block, I love that intro.
Oh well, though I meant of the podcast. That intro for expansion pack and expansion pass are both like short and sweet and to the point because they're not.
I love the lettering. I just love how the intro comes in. Just everything fits and it's so good. And if you guys haven't checked it out and don't know what we're talking about, go to Nerds Gone Wrong YouTube page and watch Expansion Pass.
Yes.
Our new show.
Nintendo Power Block's expansion pack is up on YouTube on Mondays at noon. Just in case you can't get enough of me and Ed on Tuesdays and Fridays. Jesse joined us on the first few episodes. He's going to be joining Power Block sometimes now too, just because we're recording on Sundays now, and I'm trying to. He had obligation tonight, but man, dude, expansion pack is great. Power Block is great, and then the Arsenal X stuff is coming together real nicely now too. Where the show is looking great. The expansion pass is a hit. We had that Ninja Turtle episode goes up on Wednesdays at noon, or Fridays at noon. Fridays at noon. Yeah, wow. Okay. I'm sorry. There's too much to keep track of. Okay.
These are being worked out and planned.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm really trying to schedule these shows out to where you get a little bit of the shows every day kind of thing, And so NGR now has B-sides, which is the NGR Radio equivalent to our expansion pack episode, and I'm breaking out 20 questions into season 3 in case people want to just watch those and try to guess the games with us. So it's a good time. It's a good time. Very happy.
Yes.
Very happy right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're not, check it out and leave some comments and feedback and stuff like that. So
and also everybody subscribe if you haven't, or if you love our content, go ahead, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, subscribe. And even if you don't like it, subscribe anyway. It makes me feel better about myself and Ed. It makes Ed feel better about myself.
Okay.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. So Ed, usually I let you go first in what we've been playing, but I've been playing a ton of stuff that I've somehow, some way I've let Matt and Moose influence my purchasing decisions in 2018 so far, and I don't know.
I try to, but it doesn't work. Even after I tell you what to get, you just
I've gotten a lot. So my 2018 video game purchases thus far besides like my Wii U and Wii and GameCube checklists and 3DS and DS checklists that we've talked about extensively off the show, which I actually would like to make an expansion pack topic on this, but we'll cross that bridge at a later date. Maybe this week during our normal recording time, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
But, okay, so my video game purchases in 2018 so far. 4 PS4, Persona 5, and Neo. And Gravity Rush 2 digitally was on sale yesterday, so I purchased it. Dude, Gravity Rush, like, I know this is a Nintendo show, but Gravity Rush, man, that the art style.
A lot of people love that game.
I love Gravity Rush. I started playing the remastered version once I saw that the second one was on sale, and like, man, that game is just, it's so pretty to look at, and like, it's awesome. I like it a lot. What else did I buy? Oh, for Switch. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Okay, so for Switch, I got Axiom Verge. I got Earth Atlantis. The End Is Nigh. Snipper Clips Plus. I found the physical copy of Snipper Clips finally.
Okay. Okay, so everybody I had bought Corey Snipper Clips. And I was going to ship it to you for Christmas, so now I have to return it.
Oh, sad face. No. Bad Ed. Ed.
Hold on, wait. I'm keeping the game. I don't have a copy.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't have Snipper Clips.
Man, Ed, now I feel sad.
Well, because I bought it for you because you said you couldn't find it. So that was going to be your Christmas gift that I was going to ship off.
Oh.
But now that you mentioned it, I was just like, well, shoot, I'll keep the game because I don't own it. I'm like, I need to own it. So
you need to own Snipper Clips, Ed.
Yes, I have my physical copy.
Merry Christmas, Ed. What else did I buy? I got man, what was the other game I got? I got
Did you get It'll or
No, the other one that's like Zelda. Blossom Tales.
Yes, I want to. Have you started that yet?
No, I have not started it yet. I've been playing Earth Atlantis and The End Is Nigh and Axiom Verge, though.
Because I wonder if I should get Blossom Tale. I've been looking at it, and I'm thinking of picking it up because it looks good.
Everybody that I've talked to just said, look, if you like A Link to the Past, this game is for you. Because it is A Link to the Past kind of reskinned and redone. Like, they said even down to the way the bricks in the floor fall down, right? You know how in Link to the Past some of the dungeons have the floor that falls down. Like, even that aspect is there. And like, you know, the only difference really is like it outside of it being like a new map and new dungeons and stuff is that like you're not playing as Link, and everything else is a Zelda game. There's a boomerang, there's bow and arrow, there's a sword, there's a shield. Like, everybody I've heard talk about it or talk to about it said that it's basically A Link to the Past, and if you're a Zelda fan, you should buy it. So I did.
Okay.
I did, and it's only $15, I think.
Oh, that's not bad. I'll probably pick it up because I want to pick that up, and I want to get Golf Story. I think I'm ready to pick that one up. And you know what? I gotta see a Graceful Explosion Machine. I want to see if that's on sale. I don't think it is yet, but I need to get that too.
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of those games. I've been finishing the Zelda DLC, and like as I progress through the Zelda DLC, it's gotten better. Mm-hmm. Like I feel better about it. It just starts out. It starts out really slow, and it starts out kind of like it starts out really hard, and to the point where like it's kind of like if you're not playing the game at like if you're starting the DLC after being away from it for a while, it's just like kind of frustratingly hard. So I've been finishing that up. I've been playing Axiom Verge again, and dude, that game is just it's
top notch.
Oh, just yeah. Good. I mean, like, dude, Metroid. It's the Metroid game that everybody wants. It's just like if you own a Switch, like and you don't own this game, like you should
Uh-huh.
just press pause on this show and like
Download it. Go
buy it. And if you can't afford it, trade something in and get some Nintendo points or whatever and just download it, because it's like it's totally worth it, man. It is just it's such a great game. So I've been playing that, and then The End Is Nigh I've been playing a lot of, and it's kind of like it's the follow up to Super Meat Boy. One of the it's this weird split where like the Super Meat Boy team kind of split off and did two different projects, and one was The Binding of Isaac, and this is the other half is The End Is Nigh, and The End Is Nigh is a 2D side-scrolling platformer, single-screen platformer. So like you're moving from kind of left to right or up and down depending on what screen you're on, and like the different levels. There's different things to collect. Like you can kind of collect these little ghost things that are kind of hovering, or the big draw of the game is you collect these game cartridges. And as you collect the cartridges, you add to your collection of games, and these cartridges you collect are actual games planted within the game. So you can go back to either the title screen or like this hub menu area and like play the games that you collect. And the whole story behind the game is like you're this popular Twitch streamer, but they don't say Twitch because they don't obviously have the rights to say Twitch, but like
Right.
you're a popular streamer, and then the world like explodes or whatever, and you're like one of the last living things on the earth, you know. And it's like you're going to collect these game cartridges, and you can play these cartridges and stuff and whatever, and it's like it's really fun. You can definitely see the Super Meat Boy influences in it, but you can also see a little bit of Binding of Isaac in the art direction. The monochrome art style fits the game really well. I love it. I love the monochrome art style. It's like it has like these hues of kind of like greenish or purple, like, but it still looks monochromatic. So like it's a lot of grays and everything. Like the platforms are black, your character is black, like and everything behind it is just varied colors of gray and white, and it's really awesome. I love the art style. It's $15 on the eShop. If you want a physical copy, I think it's $30, which I almost got the physical edition because the box art looks really cool. But
Yeah.
it is $15 on the eShop, and I'm really excited because I've been wanting to play Super Meat Boy, which is coming Thursday, I believe. So during the direct, I'll probably be playing Super Meat Boy.
Me and you both.
Oh man, dude!
Because I told Matt that I didn't own a 360, so I never played it.
Yeah.
So this would be my first time playing it.
Yeah, and I got it for free on PlayStation for PlayStation Plus, and he's the one that actually got me hooked on it. And I played through probably 70% of that game, and then N++ came out, and I got that. I love N+ and N++. I wish those games would come to Switch so bad. And like I don't know why they aren't. And I was looking on it to see if they had any plans to bring it to Switch, and the creator said that Nintendo didn't really want to work with them because they were working on their own platformer at the time, which ended up being Mario Odyssey. And like ever since that, and that was an article in like February. And like the last thing I saw anything on it was May, and somebody asked them if they were going to bring it to Switch, and they said we're just focused on launching the Xbox One version right now, which I think launched in June. But man, those games, I wish those games would come to Switch. Like the first one was on DS.
Yeah.
So like
it actually, like, I think the first part of the series, the first and the second one, like, so for some reason I just remember N+ being on DS and the sequel being on DS. Like I don't even think it had went to consoles almost like maybe 8 months after the DS version.
Yeah. Let's see. I got it for DS, and then it came out a couple months later on PSP. And like I ended up getting the PSP version too because Like 80% of the levels were the same, but each version had specific levels to them. Like the PSP had a bunch of Sony specific levels, which was like you had to play through a PSP or a DualShock 3 at the time or whatever, and like they had a bunch of PlayStation specific levels, and then the DS one had a bunch of like weird kind of abstract levels to fit both screens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my nose is stuffy. Sorry. But like, man, I love those games so much, and I just wish those were on Switch because I would be more likely to finish N++ if it was on Switch now. You know, I got all the achievements in N+ for Xbox 360, and then when it came to Xbox One, I started playing it and a crap ton of it again. But I don't know, man. It's weird because like the last article I see here is September 21st. Is N++ releases on October 4th for Xbox One, and the team hopes to do a Switch version soon. But that's kind of like it, you know. So it's January. Maybe it'll be in a direct soon. Like maybe it'll be like in a Nindy style direct in February or whatever. But
yeah,
I don't know. But anyways, The End Is Nigh is really good. If you're looking for a challenging platformer, it's cool. It's really, really good. And then Earth Atlantis, it was on Moose's top 10 games of the year, and I feel like it was like close to the top of his list. And I downloaded it, and it's kind of like a rogue-like Metroid-y game where like you are trying to get as far as you can in this map, and you're gathering these resources to upgrade your ship. And when you die, you go back to like the hub, and like I guess you can upgrade your ship. I don't know. I've only played for like a half hour. I'm not 100% sure still exactly how to play this game. But it's interesting. The thing that I love about it though, it has a really awesome art style. The whole thing looks like it's being played on a nautical map. You know, it has that brownish kind of tint to it. And that everything is that brownish yellowish color, and the outlines of the monsters and the ship and the obstacles in the world are all brown outlines.
Is it like a 8-bit kind of style?
No, it's fully polygonal. It just has this really cool like
color palette
nautical color palette, and it looks cool.
Okay.
Like imagine if like you're looking at this scene of like a ship from like the 1700s sailing, and like you're in the captain's quarters, and he's looking at a map sprawled out on a table, either of the world or like the section of the world that he's sailing in or whatever. And it looks like an old timey map. Like it's just it's just really cool looking, you know. And it's like that's kind of like why I downloaded it, to be honest with you, because the art style kind of sold it on me, and then Moose talking about it. And again, that game's only $15 on Switch too. So
I'm gonna look it. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Because they showed it on the direct, I think the last direct.
Yeah, the not the Nindies one, the one they did, the indie one that they did after E3, like the showcase kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was there, and then it came out September, October-ish. So
yeah.
But yeah,
because I didn't know if it was. I like the art style, the design of it, but I didn't know if it was like a 2D shooter.
Yeah, it's a 2D shooter. It's definitely a 2D shooter, and you have to press B to switch directions of which way you're shooting. I don't know if you've played Graceful Explosion Machine, but it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, I have.
It reminds me of that, where like you have to switch
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're navigating this map, like a Metroid style map, it seems like. So
Ooh, that I'm about to check into that. I'm
It's
about to
real. It's
check
really
it out.
interesting. And like Moose swears by it. He plays it every day. Like, you know how Bloodborne used to be his comfort game, and now it's this. So, uh,
Question: Is that one game? I think it's like double shooter or double plus or whatever it is. It's like it's two screens side by side, and it's like you almost switch each side. It's a like vertical shoot 'em up. I have to find the name of it. I don't know if that one is out yet, but it looks interesting. Yeah, I hope that the Switch get more shoot 'em ups on. I know some from Neo Geo's coming
well, I
out,
mean, if
but I
if
would like
that
the whole genre to
Konami
come.
if that Konami rumor is true, we're going to be getting,
Radius,
yeah.
Rebirth.
So
I wish us out of the blue for this direct Konami announces Parodius collection for Switch. Like I would be like, finally, this game is in America and everybody needs to buy it. Like,
ah.
we're not even close to it yet.
Oh man, but there. What else was I playing? Oh, I was playing the other game I was playing because I was watching the one of my favorite things to watch now. Like, well, not now, but for a long time has been Game Informer's replay and Super Replay,
Yes.
and like they were playing. I watched the one where they were playing through Resident Evil, and they did this really cool thing where they would play an hour of the PlayStation version and then play through that section on the remake, on the GameCube remake, and then they would swap back and forth so you could see the changes in it. And
Yes.
it inspired me to play Resident Evil. And
Which one? The original one?
no,
The first one?
the
Or
remake, the remake, the one that came out on PS4 and Xbox One this year.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, Capcom needs to put this game on Switch. Like,
Well, shoot, and originally he showed up on GameCube, and it's scary as ever.
oh, dude, no, it's even scarier in widescreen because like they did this cool thing where like you could play.
Oh, I didn't know they did it in widescreen.
Yeah, you can do either or, but if you play it in widescreen, first of all, they changed the controls, so like you can play tank controls, but you don't have to play tank controls. You can play like a normal human being.
like Rise of the Tomb Raider
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's like you can play that way, but like if you play in widescreen, like when you enter a room and there's a corner in the hallway, like the camera kind of shifts down the other hallway, like they're not static anymore. It just kind of moves with it, and like I guess they tore down the whole game and like rebuilt it from the ground up, and it's actually fully modeled now, but it still looks like the static backgrounds, but the whole mansion has been reconstructed in a polygonal environment, so they could do the camera like panning. So that game is really scary, and I don't know why I'm playing it again, but like it's the only Resident Evil game besides Revelations that I put any amount of time into, and I love that first game, and I hate survival horror games. Like I hate survival horror games. There's just something about Resident Evil 1 that's like I'm just really into it. And like if they put this game on Switch, they need to put every single Resident Evil game on Switch.
Yeah. Because I want to play Resident Evil 0. I never got to play that, and
it's $7.99 on PlayStation Network right now. Or you can buy the bundle of 1 and 2 for $15, or 1 and 0 for $15, or you can buy 4, 5, and 6 for $15.
I could skip on 6, even though I never played it. I own 5, 4, and 5 on Xbox One. I probably will pick it up for PSN.
I just really want one specifically, and like 1 and 0 probably as a bundle. For Switch. It would be like the Revelations collection where like 1 would be on the cart and you just download 0 or whatever.
I have to give it to Capcom for that remake. The lighting and the shadows in that game,
Yeah,
it's just like this is like it doesn't feel like the original Resident Evil. It literally feels and looks like a brand new game.
I know. And like the character models look great. And even in the GameCube version, like the character models look great.
Yes.
Like the lighting looks amazing. Like you see the flickering of the candles. Like you see your shadow, even though they're static backgrounds, you see your shadow going across the floor. When there's lightning outside, you see it come through the window. Like there is an incredible amount of detail in that game. Like little nuances that just make the game that much better. And like, that game, and it's, I don't even know, man. Like, I love the way all the characters look. I think Wesker looks cool. I think Chris looks cool. Pre-Royd Chris, pre-Royd Redfield. Barry Burton looks cool. Like, I love Barry.
Look,
You could have been smushed to put on a sandwich. They changed the line from the first game because, like, the first game he's like, you could have been turned into a Jill sandwich, and then in this one he's like the room is collapsing on her, and it looks like she's gonna get smashed until he like pulls her out, and man, just that little line change makes all the difference, but it still has that same like cheese feel to it. It's just updated.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Resident Evil. I need to just replay that.
I would like to replay the series in order. Like I've only ever played 1 and 4, and I guess I played 5 too. But like I would like to play them, and because like the story is like kind of interesting enough on like a cheese level.
It's cuckoo bananas.
Yeah,
like a lot of it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah,
like how did you guys even survive this?
But yeah, that series is a.
It's so weird. I played Resident Evil 1 on PlayStation 1. Like I had when it had the carton box when PS1 first came out, the cardboard box. I had that. Resident Evil 2, I played on N64 and beat it there. Resident Evil 3, I beat on the Sega Dreamcast. Resident Evil 4, I beat it on GameCube. And then rebought it on Wii. Those Wii controls are so fitted for Resident Evil 4. I just love it on there.
I hear that's the best way to play it. Yeah,
it's easier for headshots. But when the must start ducking and jiving, you'd be like, oh crap. So and then Resident Evil 5 I beat on PlayStation 3, and I never played 6. And I tried Resident Evil 0, the remake on GameCube, but only had like rented it. I didn't actually buy the game, and I should have brought it when it was originally came out. Because I was just like, yeah, it looks good, and I know a lot of people are like super stoked for it. But I had beat the original Resident Evil, so I wasn't expecting anything like new from it.
Right. Oh man, what a interesting series that is.
Yes. And then I just need to finish up 7 on Xbox One.
But like that first game is really good. I had it. I got it for free through PlayStation Plus like a while ago, and I downloaded it, and like I was just like, man, I just kind of want to play it. Like I don't even know if I'll finish it. Like, but I want to appreciate that redesign and the remaster and the HD upgrades they did to it. Like, man, even the candles, like there's this one angle at like in the foyer, like when you first get in there, and if you're playing as Jill, you're with Barry and you're getting ready to go upstairs, and there's this one angle where like the candles are kind of flickering right in front of the camera, and like even the candles, man, they look so good. And you can just see the flames kind of like flickering, and like one of them goes out and then comes back, and like you can see the light flicker on the floor from the candle. It's just so good.
I would literally hate if that game did that. Like Corey.
What?
Oh,
I'm
you
listening.
you was speaking. Oh, it must have been Skype. You were speaking and the words and stuff. No
Oh,
sound came out.
sorry.
So
We know how Skype can be.
yeah. If the light went out and then it popped back in and just like 3 zombies or 4 zombies were like close to you, I would have been like, not today, Satan. Pause or off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then it would have did its job by implementing that fear.
Yeah. Oh man, so good. But you know the main games I've been playing are Zelda and it is nice. So like I've already talked about those. But
Yes.
Ed, what have you been playing?
So for Xbox One, I'm still working on Assassin's Creed, and playing a little bit of Cuphead. I'll soon be jumping into Rainbow Six Siege, and then I'm gonna try to jump into Earthlock and Lost Odyssey. I'm working on my backlog for my Xbox One since I'll be waiting for Sea of Thieves and Crackdown 3 and some of the other Xbox One games to come out later on this year. PS4. Sorry about that. PS4, been working a little bit more on Titanfall 2. Just like really loving that game. Hoping to finish it like sometime this week. Shouldn't be too long. I'm probably gonna spend like 6 or 7 hours just trying to get through it. And still trying. I'm probably gonna replay it back again on easy, so I could get the helmets that I missed. I need to start searching low and high on how to get them and finding them. But Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles, I've been playing. Going to be popping in Rayman Legends because Jesse picked it up. So I'm going to be returning to that. Oh, and also I meant to play Super Lucky's Tale on Xbox One. I still got it wrapped up, but I need to start that. There's just games that's still in a packaging that I need to unwrap and literally start playing. But then, yeah, I picked up actually Dragon Quest Builders for PS4. It was only $20. So I want to start. I'm going to give that a little bit try. So when that game drops on Switch, I could like just actually have it again because I cannot wait to play that game. And yeah, Super Meat Boy is what I'm going to be looking forward to. I'm probably going, by the time you guys see this episode, like right now, I'll already have Golf Story. There's probably some other Switch indie games that I'm going to be picking up. Yeah, I need to, like Corey, revisit my list and just be like, okay, this is what I need to buy. Let me get them now and get them out the way. And also, last but not least, The Mummy Demastered. Been playing that game, just so good, like really, really so good. And Final Fantasy 12. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Oh man. So many games. Oh,
last but not least, I'm sorry, everybody. I have to revisit BioShock. One of my Twitter friends said what was some of the best game soundtrack, and he said BioShock, and I'm like, BioShock, really? And I completely just forgot all about BioShock and this music, because a lot of people liked it or loved BioShock, and I thought it was good. I wasn't like, oh, this is the best, and I just don't remember the soundtrack to that game. So I'm going to replay it. I have the collection on PS4, so I'm going to start that and give it a good try, and just revisit that world.
Talk about a game I just didn't get. I didn't care for at all.
Well, I know when I first played it and I beat it, I saved all the girls. So I might, for the first try, I'm probably gonna kill all, or I'm gonna use all the girls and get my powers, and go from there. Cause, yeah, I already seen the good ending, so I want to be bad. I want to be naughty. So.
Oh boy.
So Corey, got some news for you.
No. I have news for you, Edward.
You do?
No, I have a rumor for you. So we're going to get into the news bits.
Yes.
Okay, so I saw this a couple days ago when we recorded the last time, and I was like, I don't know if we need to talk about this. But now, like, more and more outlets are picking this up. And so this article is from Nintendo Life. Nintendo's Norwegian site triggers speculation that Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4 could launch this year. Also, through this Norwegian site, it mentions Kirby Star Allies, Yoshi, Pokemon, and Pikmin. A new Pikmin title, it says. So, this is from Nintendo Life. It says, Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4 are easily two of the most eagerly anticipated upcoming Switch games, but we've previously assumed that both wouldn't be arriving for quite some time. By the way, this goes off of our topic last week where we had a rumor that Bayonetta could be coming in the summer. And I said if summer, quote unquote, it would probably be late August, early September at the earliest. So the website goes on to say, however, according to a website post from Nintendo's Norway branch, managed by blah, 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 these games are scheduled to release this year. Quote, the year 2017 has definitely been Nintendo's year, and we are looking forward to 2018, which will include new games like Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, and Kirby Star Allies, as well as many other games that we will reveal during the year. We should point out that this message has been translated via Google, and the process could well have changed some of the meaning behind the original Norwegian. Indeed, someone has pointed out that Swedish translation of the same passage text comes out similarly. So, and then someone posts the Swedish version of the quote, and it says, we already know that Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, and new Pokemon game are under development for Switch, slated for 2018. So, interesting that Nintendo's own websites around the world are starting to point that these games may be coming this year. I still don't know. Bayonetta 3, maybe. Metroid Prime 4... Dude, we as much as I want it to,
it's not ready.
Dude, E3 6 months ago, we had a logo, and that was it, right? And unless they show something super significant in this direct that's rumored still, of course, by the time this posts, we'll probably know if the direct is happening this week or not. But unless they show something significant, I will not believe that Metroid Prime 4 is coming out this year.
No. If they show anything for Prime 4, and I'm going to add even Bayonetta 3, it's going to be E3. You don't show two hot properties that people are excited for. You don't start that off in the year, because that's going to make people want more info. If you don't show more info at E3, everybody's gonna be a little bit disappointed and upset to be like, where's Metroid? Where's Bayonetta? You guys showed it in the beginning of the year. We want more. You have to tease us at E3 with some actual gameplay and more announcements and stuff like that. Starting the year off with a direct or anything about those games coming this year, no. I personally will be a little bit upset, because I would be like, I know these games are going to have some delays, and I would rather you guys give us an update at E3, so that now if we do get delays for these games, at least what we got at E3, we could go back and look and just be like, yeah, okay, that delay is going to make this game better.
Yeah. You know what?
Also, someone made a suggestion, or I don't know if it was a rumor or what. They were just they thinking Retro Studios is making a new F-Zero.
Ooh.
And I was just that would be a nice idea, but Retro is doing a new IP.
Yeah,
that's the game. That's the game that you start this first direct in January off. Or end the show off with. You have to end. Nintendo would have to end this direct with Retro.
I still think I think Retro is I still think that Retro might still have two teams, and their B team is working on Donkey Kong while their A team is working on this new IP. Like, I still think they're working on both games for me. I just I think Nintendo has enough F-Zero light games on it right now to they're like, look, I don't think we need F-Zero right now. And as
a lot of people would love to have that F-Zero game. Now,
I would love to have F-Zero, but I'm just saying, like,
dude, it has to be Namco Bandai. They're Namco Bandai or the people who did Sega Rally.
I would say Sega, because they already did F-Zero. The last one that everybody loved was on GameCube, and everybody loved it, and they're the ones that did it. So,
well, if Sega is up to the task, because I know Sega would love that Nintendo money, would love to have that fan love. If Sega does the next F-Zero, and that's part of this direct, or they just surprisingly just announced this, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I think, Sega would be killing for some Nintendo money right now, especially, like, they've got a couple good hits. They've got a couple games that, they need something. They have Atlas, which, does their own work. Like, they've got the Cathlon remaster coming out, and Persona 5 assumingly did well for them. But Sega proper, like, I think they need something. I don't think I would just love to see Sega take on this game, like F-Zero. I just think they did a great job the last time. Then they do the arcade. No, that wasn't Sega.
That was Namco.
Yeah.
Namco Bandai.
Yeah, I mean, either one, I guess, but, like, man, I don't know. I don't even know.
It would be a huge love and probably some good pre-orders if Sega and Nintendo announced that F-Zero. I mean, I definitely would be like, I would be calling Christine and be like, check on Larry and see if he's alive. Because it's Retro Studio, I personally believe, don't have any experience in the racing genre.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like they're either doing a 2D side scroller or a first person shooter exploration game.
Yes.
That's their new IP is probably going to be like, it's not going to be like Metroid, but it's going to feel like Metroid Prime. It's going to be a first person shooter, probably a little bit heavier on the shooting than it is the exploration, just because it's not Metroid, but it's going to be that first person shooter, probably sci-fi, probably big kind of AAA shooter that you would expect from like Halo or something. Like, that's what I'm expecting Retro's new IP to be.
It's going to have some darkness, but yet story driven, I think. Like, Retro is not really known for stories. They allow you, because of the Metroid Prime series, they allow you to know what the story is. But their 2D platform levels from Donkey Kong Country and Returns and Tropical Freeze were excellent. So they know level design. I think this new IP from them will be their probably really first, maybe heavy story driven game, and I could see it in a sci-fi setting. I agree with you. I could see this game in a sci-fi setting and just want to see what they're going to create. Like, their atmosphere and maybe the enemy direction is going to be bunkers if it's that dark. Like, it needs to be dark. I expect that from Retro, hopefully.
Yeah. And like, dude, that was actually going to be the topic of the show, was like, what's Retro working on? Like, what is their IP and will we see it? Like, that was my topic. So, like, honestly, I think we'll probably revisit it at the end of the show. But, like, I just want to know what they're working on, man. Like, I don't know a company, that would be like, they've had what? When did Tropical Freeze come out? 2013. 2013. That 14. February, right? If only I had a device right in front of me that would tell me.
I thought it was 14.
I'm gonna look it up real quick, but like, they've had like at least 4 years
Well, I mean, for a new IP from them, and trying to show Nintendo what they're trying to go for, they're probably that research and development with the game mechanics and the foundation and artwork and stuff. It
2014.
probably, yeah, okay. It probably took them a while to get that done. Like they probably been thinking.
Yeah, but I think they've been working on that engine since before Tropical Freeze came out. That for their new IP.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I think they were doing the hiring and stuff when they were making Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
Because it was like reports that Retro Studios were hiring and stuff. So, yeah, we have got to see something this year because they're too talented of a developers to not get a game out.
Yeah.
And not make it tight to where everybody should. Because I don't know. Like for me, their games have been, for some people, 8.5s, but their games have been like 9s for me, like across the board, because their quality and their design is so good. I don't care what people think about Metroid Prime 2 or 3; those games are 9s to me.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Metroid Prime is a 10, but like
it's not.
Yeah,
it's like look, Metroid Prime was so good and it blew us away, and I think Metroid Prime 2 and 3 especially, like Metroid Prime 2 was like more of the same, which was great. Yes. It didn't really like change anything. And I think the reason why even Metroid Prime 3 to an extent, like people didn't like it as much is because it was on the Wii, and that's the only place you can play it is on the Wii. And so, I mean, that's the only reason why I didn't finish it is because I did not like the motion controls. Like, I did not like the pointer controls at all. And so, like, first of all, I hope we get a Metroid HD trilogy. And I think if they're going to announce it, this Direct would be it. Because you want to save your big guns for E3, but you want to let people know, hey, there's still games coming. And, like, this is January. You want to point out the things that are coming in the first half, and then like Wii U or Wii remasters, like if you're gonna port Smash, this would be the one to do it. If you're gonna port Mario Maker, this will be the place to announce it. Unless you're making brand new ones, like this would be the place to announce it. A Metroid Prime trilogy, HD trilogy, like
to have that whole Metroid collection on your Switch, dude, like all 4 games. Mm-hmm. Come on now,
yeah, that's what I like. Like, we talk about this all the time, but, like, I always want the newest. I always want the whole collection of a series on one console. Like, you were talking about, Wolfenstein and how you got it on, PS4 because you had the first one on PS4.
Yes.
And so, like, if that would be, like, the perfect opportunity right now is to reintroduce people to Metroid Prime. Dude, it's been 2 generations since we've had any, like, real Metroid Prime connection, Like,
yeah.
I mean, we had Federation Force, but that's not, like, a real Metroid Prime game, Even though, like, I liked it. It's not. I know it's not a real Metroid Prime game. So
it's not like really canon.
Like, right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And I think personally for me, personally for you, Corey, playing Metroid Prime 3 on a Pro controller, that would benefit you. And I think that would benefit a lot of people to experience the rest of Metroid Prime 3.
Yeah.
Because they can map the controllers to the Pro controller.
Right. Like, I mean, like all the pointer controls did was like, if you give Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 all modern first-person shooter style controls, like right sticks to camera, to scan things and whatever, and you map the controls to a standard first-person shooter control scheme, like those games would be so, like, it would reinvigorate those games.
Yes,
like similar to what like the Master Chief Collection did to those old Halo games, even though there's no sprint button in Halo 1 and 2, and it really like, ooh, it's rough. But like, but like the rest of the game, they modernized the controls and everything to the point where it's like, oh man, these games feel good again. Maybe they don't feel fresh, but like, I still think those games would feel fresh if you added that control scheme to them. And like, and updated the graphics, because those graphics still look great today. And if you just gave them a little tweak, give it to somebody like Blue Point, or a port, or even Panic Button, who's doing the Doom and Wolfenstein ports. Like, man, imagine what they could do with Metroid.
There's I think some Australian company that does port, that did one of Nintendo's port, and it was like really good. I have to look it up who they were, but they Nintendo thought they couldn't get this game running like on DS or 3DS, like a port or something, and they were able to do it. It's like 10 something. I have to look it up. I think it was in Game Informer. But yeah, Blue Point, or you know what? I will go with Panic Button. I agree with you. I think Panic Button would do a phenomenal job. Like, I mean, after they get done with Wolfenstein,
they've already proven it. They've already proven it. And like, in Wolfenstein, for all intents and purposes, is like it's going to be a good port at the very least.
What if they could get Metroid Prime Trilogy at 60 frames per second? Like, really, like, get a little bit more.
I mean, I don't see why they couldn't, with a little bit of like ingenuity and like getting those games up. I mean, look, those games are running on almost 20-year-old hardware at this point. Like, I don't see how like a fresh coat of paint, getting the coding down to 60 frames a second, and really like brightening everything up to HD, like, even if they don't do like an overhaul graphically, just like
cleaning up the textures, and like
similar to what Twilight Princess HD was, like, not it wouldn't be like a full Wind Waker HD remake, but it would be like what Twilight Princess was, where they clean up the textures, maybe clean up some of the puzzles or whatever that like
the lighting and stuff looks cleaner. It looks clearer. To see. Come on, Panic Button, get that Metroid Prime Trilogy.
I mean, even if it wasn't Panic Button, it could still be someone like who did the Twilight Princess port.
That we would have to check.
Let's see.
Because and you know what? I wouldn't even release the Metroid Prime Trilogy just yet. I will literally work on that game and hold it until Metroid Prime 4 is ready to release, and maybe do like a 2-month gap, like release the Prime collection, and then 2 months get ready for release of Metroid Prime 4.
Right.
Because at least that gives people time to play those games, experiencing it. Maybe amiibo functionality could be added on, and it does some things that we didn't expect. Maybe they put Metroid Samus Return or Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero as the collection on that system. Maybe or not Metroid Samus Returns. Maybe the regular Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Zero. Those are amiibo unlocks. If you want them, like that would literally be cool, and like it maybe re-release the Samus Return Metroid from the games. Like that would be amazing. For them to do on that system. I would really I would really love them if they did that. Like I in the studio behind Twilight Princess HD was Tantalus. That's it. Tantalus. Yeah.
We had technical difficulty.
Skype being Skype.
Skype being Skype, and it being so cold here that my internet also went out, so I had to restart everything, and I think we're good. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
So,
which is weird because it was warm this morning when I woke up.
Yeah, I mean it's warmer than it has been here today. But anyways, Ed, what were you saying about Tantalus before
Oh, just say that they're really good. They have an interview, I think in Game Informer, or it might be IGN, talking about how they started and how they ended up getting the chance to port Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
So
Man, and that was, I mean, that was a pretty decent port, to be honest with you.
mhm.
Like, it's definitely the best version of that game for the Wii U, and like it still surprises me that they have not brought it to the Switch at any point, just because of the whole Wolf Link amiibo thing. Uh, but anyways, I just think like that Metroid Prime trilogy set 60 frames, even updated just a little bit, modern control schemes. I think that would go such a long way for even like Nintendo fans, just to preserve those games, let alone like making them available to play, and you know everybody is excited to play them. So
Yeah.
man, that'd be awesome. I just want to. Okay, Ed, where do we want to go from here? I have. We'll go to this one next since we're talking about games that could be coming to Switch. Reddit wonders about the rumors if The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds is getting an HD release for Nintendo Switch. This also comes from Nintendo Life. If Nintendo PR reps have been contacting journalists and requesting permission to requote reviews of A Link Between Worlds for promo purposes. A Link Between Worlds was released on 3DS in 2013. Now, that could just be a Nintendo Selects line for 3DS, when they dropped the prices down to $19.99. But they did not do that for Ocarina of Time. They did not do that for Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. They did not do that for Mario and Luigi Dream Team. And they did not do that for Super Mario 3D Land. So, and they didn't do it for any of the Wii U Nintendo Selects either. So, a lot of people are wondering if they are porting this game to Switch, which we were talking a little bit before we started recording.
Yes.
And that might not be a terrible idea because it's a fantastic game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would love to see it. Me and Corey was talking about it. I was talking about how the Switch has like a kind of the screen itself on the system, like just being at widescreen. I think it would do like justice for that game. And then Corey mentioned, seeing it on TV, like that. Now that I'm thinking about it, everybody think of I Am Setsuna. Because it almost looks like they're running on the same engine of it being that fast, but with Link Between Worlds or Link to the Past, I should say, or even both of them. Like if they could run that fast, I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Like I'm always like I love that game. I would love to see that game played on my TV. To be honest with you, I want a top-down console Zelda, and this is like the perfect time to do it. There's games coming to Switch, but like not a ton of like new releases yet. And this would the Switch is still on that point where like it's still cool to get games that are older from older Nintendo systems ported, right? Like
yes.
I think A Link Between Worlds fits perfectly in with Mario Maker and Smash as Wii port or Switch ports.
My only concern would be how would the box art look, and because hopefully it doesn't look like the 3DS one where people would get confused. I literally will hope that it's a new box art that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool if they just did like a
double cover, like a Switch cover. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just do a double cover. I think I don't even remember what's on that box art. I think it's just like I don't know. I would like to see like the poster behind me. I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, but it just has like Link and Zelda in like the Super Nintendo art style, you know, which is, I would like just that basic box art.
Yeah,
you know?
I had told Corey that I would love to actually see a double pack of Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds, like those connection, both of those games on one cart. Like, I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
And maybe like and like what, $50? I think a $50, because it is Nintendo, so a $50 price tag would be like really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think $50 for both those games is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
So.
Because they're both long games.
Yeah, especially if you haven't played one of them in 20 plus years. So.
Yeah.
So that was a. I mean, that's been going around for the last couple. Like, again, it was one of those things that we saw last week, but like, it's still, the rumors are starting to swirl, and more people are picking it up. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about. But Nintendo released the top 20 games played on Switch this year. I'm going to run down the list, Ed, and see how you think of some of these games, because some of these games are kind of interesting and unexpected, I think. So, 1, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. 2, Super Mario Odyssey. 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 4, Splatoon 2. 5, Minecraft. 6, Stardew Valley. Late entry to the Wii or the Switch's library, and it still made the top 10. Interesting. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle at 7, ARMS at 8, Skyrim at 9, Binding of Isaac at 10, and then rounding out the bottom half, NBA 2K18 at 11, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for Nintendo Switch at 12, Fire Emblem Warriors at 13, Lego City Undercover at 14, Sonic Mania at 15, Pokken Tournament DX at 16, 1-2 Switch at 17. Really surprised that made the list.
Not me. I'm not surprised.
I mean, I am, just because, like, I don't know, if you didn't buy a Switch at launch, did you really buy this game?
It became one of the hardest games to find throughout the holiday.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Number 18 is FIFA 18. Number 19, Disgaea 5 Complete. I'm glad that made the list. That game is amazing.
Yes.
I popped that game in last week, by the way, again, and that game, man, that art is cool. It's so good. And then rounding out the top 20 is Rocket League. Thought that would have been higher, but again, that also came late. So,
yeah. I'm surprised Snipper Clips is it on here?
Yeah. That's like the big one that I'm surprised isn't on there.
I think it's because it was a Switch release, kind of like after 2 weeks after the system came out. It was like in that launch window time frame, and I think people got they full of it and then kind of like moved on. But I think now with this physical copy, I think more people are going to be picking it up, and so maybe I know it's not going to probably be in 2018, but like I said, this game, Snipper Clips, I still think it would be a huge game for Valentine's, for people, who want a game together. I think it'll be a great game to give as a gift for everybody to play, because it really is good. It's a bunch of fun. There's laughs to be had, and I think that should have been on this list. I would have took 1-2 Switch off and put Snipper Clips in that place.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little sad that not many more people played Snipper Clips. That's kind of,
yeah. But I will say I am happy that ARMS is on here for a new IP to be even on the list. I'm really happy that it is.
Well, remember that story we read when ARMS came out, like a week after? It had sold more than the other fighting games that had come out around it. What were the other fighting games? I think it was Tekken 7.
Yeah, Tekken 7.
Injustice, maybe? Was that the other one? Or was it Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Street Fighter 5.
yeah, and like we were surprised that it had sold more than both of those, and yeah,
And people enjoyed it. I mean,
I
people
love
laughed at it.
Arms. I love Arms, man. I just like I wish there was a little bit more to it, but like at the same time, like that. It was definitely my biggest surprise of the year, how much I loved Arms, because I thought it looked dumb. And like I was like, okay, it's a boxing game. It's probably a new IP that they could probably expand upon, but like it's just I don't know. When I first saw it, I was like, this is really weird and deliberate, and like I really wish they would have just made another Punch Out. To be honest with you,
when I seen it, and we would even did the live stream and stuff. When I seen it, I fell in love with it. I loved the art design. The trailer was amazing. Like I love the art design, and I love the fact that this game seemed wacky. This is that Eastern Japanese design game that I'm so glad is coming back, or made a comeback. And people who it was one of those games that you dismiss it by looking at it, but you know Nintendo until you play it, you won't actually have an opinion on it just yet. You can always say that it looks dumb, and then put that mug in your hand, and just be like, okay, I need another round. I need to learn this. Okay, I'm having fun. Because look how Arms did in this trial mode.
yeah,
That changed everybody's perspective, or a lot of people's perspective, for that game to have the sales that it had.
yeah. I mean, like when I said it looked dumb, like I was like, okay, this looks dumb, but I trust Nintendo and how they do things, and you know, we all thought Splatoon looked dumb too, and look how awesome that game is, and like,
Exactly.
and I was like, okay, I appreciate that they're trying to do something new and different, and I bought it, and like I fell in love with it. Like I love Arms. Like I played so much that I have like a main. Like when people come over and we play and stuff, like
Yeah.
I'm always Ribbon Girl because I know how she moves. I know like the tactics and you know her different hands abilities. Like I know it, and so like it was my biggest surprise of the year, to be honest with you, and I'm really happy that I bought into it and played it as much as I did, and it was my biggest surprise of the year.
And I think it jumped up in sales this holiday because it, once again, like a lot of people might not believe me, and you can read all the reports that PlayStation 4 had the best year, holiday, whatever.
Well, Switch sold better than any other console this year. So I mean,
yeah, and all the Nintendo first party games, and even some third party ones, became hard to find. And I was telling people, hey, we got eShop cards. You can just buy it digitally. No, they wanted the physical. Well, they had to wait almost 2 weeks to get copies in. And when we got those 10 copies, customers seen it and they snatched it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I could say about Arms except for the simple fact that, like, honestly, when we look back and the Switch is over and done, like, it's going to be one of those games that people look for after the Switch is done to add to their collection, because it's going to be really hard to find and it's really fun, and you know it's going to be similar to it's going to be a super collectible game when Switch is all said and done. I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Yes. So. But Arms is killer, and I'm glad that game is on this list for sure.
Yeah. I think Breath of the Wild even sold more. I think that's probably I think that maybe have sold another million. I really want to see what NPD says for December. For November, I don't know if this December's out for November, but I want to see what it says for the holidays, because, man, I'm telling you, I don't know who, besides probably Call of Duty, I don't know who touched the other games for the other consoles. Like maybe some sports games, but like Switch, man, when you have about, I think it's like 38 physical games that's out. When you only have maybe 16 games left because people are buying like a lot of the other games, like all the Nintendo first party, the Lego games being gone. Disgaea and Super Bomberman are being gone. Street Fighter, also Street Fighter. People who don't know that the arcade version or the collector was coming out May, like that sold out. Like when almost every game that you're selling to people or you're trying to in retail, when it becomes hard to find at multiple stores, that's that's just a good sign on how powerful the Switch is.
Yeah. Man, I yeah, man, I is it bad to say that I think I own every single one of those games on that list?
Yeah, I do need to get Arms and Splatoon 2. But I'm kind of like almost in the same. And Rocket League, I still need to pick that up.
Oh man. Okay, so last week I know we touched on this a little bit, but next week on January 11th we're getting two really awesome indie games in Super Meat Boy and Fury. I'm really excited for Fury. I don't know if you played this. It was free on PlayStation Plus.
I heard a lot of great things
a year
about it.
ago, I want to say.
Yeah,
and,
last year.
Oh man, the art style is very like heavy purples and bright pinks and oranges, and like the they said it's going to be feature complete. They say it's going to be 60 frames a second, comparable to PlayStation 4's version, and I cannot wait for this game. So those are kind of the big releases coming up this week in terms of indies, and then Rocket League physical editions coming the following week, which I'm also really excited for. But outside of the game releases, also released this week, if you bought NBA Playgrounds for Switch, which was that weird NBA Jam style game that wasn't as great as everybody wanted it to be, but they did re-release the game as an enhanced edition. If you already bought it, you get the enhanced edition for free, and it adds a whole bunch of players, and it I think it unlocks a ton of stuff that you would normally have to unlock during the game, and the frame rate goes from 30 to 60, and they are finally adding the online mode to that game for the Switch. So if you are one of those people who didn't get NBA 2K18 and you want a basketball game to play, sure. And I think if you did not buy it, it's $14.99 or $19.99. Honestly, I bought it because I thought that game was going to be awesome, and it was okay for the most part, but I would not recommend purchasing this game. What
if it's better than NBA 2K18?
Well, it's not. I can tell you firsthand, it's not. NBA 2K18 is amazing.
Without all the microtransactions.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't play it for that. I play it for franchise mode. So, man, that game is so fun. Man, I need to get back to that game too. I love that game so much. But outside of that, we have the standalone pink and green Joy-Cons are coming to Switch at a, quote, later date this month, which, Ed, you already mentioned to me that they will probably give a more a prominent release date in the Nintendo Direct.
Yes.
So that's cool. I like those Joy-Cons. I kind of want the pink ones, and I think Sana wants the pink ones. So, yeah.
But because I wonder if are they going to be the green and pink ones, or if you could get two greens and two pinks.
Well, judging by this picture, it's the standalone opposite colors of the Splatoon special edition.
Okay.
I think they would have to sell just green and just pink, you would think, right? Like,
yeah,
they would have to.
Which I don't know what the world happened, but they don't sell the single Joy-Cons anymore. I haven't seen them.
I know I haven't seen them either. To be fair, by the way, I saw a pair of the yellow ones the other day. I almost bought them. I was so close, but I was like, I can't.
We sold out of ours. So I was just waiting for some more to come in. Because I keep looking at the blue and the red ones, and I just like, I can't with you. If I buy this, I'm going to have to find the individual ones to go to the other side. They look cool and everything, but I'm like, Korea already has like the double blue ones, which looks phenomenal, and I love it. And that's why I cannot get them, because yours just look. That's why the yellow ones have to be on my Switch, because it's just like, this looks so good. And it's so weird because I want the Splatoon ones, and I kind of want to mix them up with the other Joy-Cons. Like, I would love to have the green and the yellow, so my Switch look like like Sprite or something, or Sierra Mist or whatever, lemon lime drink.
Oh man, dude, these Joy-Cons, man. You know, a lot of people have been posting like when they do like custom ones. And
those white ones look good.
Yeah,
I love that white.
I want white ones. I want white ones really bad, and I kind of want the clear purple ones that people have been making. And those ones look cool. Those ones look great.
I would love to have the casing of them like a color, like the white ones. I would love to have that, but then I would love to have like the Wii U blue for the buttons and stuff. With white lettering.
Yeah, almost like the inverse of the blue ones now.
Yes.
Where it would be like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Look at us. Look at us playing designer over here from our computers. Yeah, about that. Anyways, the last kind of little bit of news here. Where is it at? Oh my gosh, I lost it. Edward, I lost it.
Oh no.
Hold on. I'm going to find it. This is great radio. Okay, okay. Kind of breaking news like an hour ago. Not breaking news, but Nintendo's David Baker, who we know from the Nindy Directs, he says, quote,
look forward to something in 2018.
An even bigger year for Switch and Nindies in 2018. This is from Nintendo Life. He says,
this is a story that I got. Yeah,
and only a week into 2018, we're already getting weak at the knees, and Nintendo racks up more and more positive headlines, including the recent conquest of Wii U sales in Japan. So it looks like we're going to be getting a ton more indies. So, but yeah, man, if he's tweeting it out too, I think you're going to like 2018 as well as his tweet after some people were like tweeting at him. Imagine this leaking last year. What is this? Hold on. There's more. I'm digging in. If the image ever loads, it'd be great. He just someone posted, imagine if this leaked last year. If this image leaked last year, and it's LA Noire, Skyrim, Doom, Resident Evil Revelations, and Rocket League, and then his response was, I
know, right? I think you're going to like 2018 as well.
Yeah.
Then he has a smiley face with sunglasses on.
Yeah. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to more indies. I think I've played more indies on Switch than I did all of Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. So
yeah,
it's just the perfect little system to do it on.
Yeah, there's the indies that got announced last year that's not out yet. we're still waiting for that. So we might get release dates for those for Switch, for this direct. If not, maybe the next Nindy direct we'll get it for.
Yeah. So that's kind of it for the big news. There's a couple other things, but we'll cover them next time.
Well, did you get the Kickstarter retro sensation Xenocrisis?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll talk about that real quick. There's a Kickstarter. Retro Sensation Xenocrisis is targeting Switch. I can't really tell what kind of game this is. It looks like kind of like Smash TV almost.
Yeah. There was a game called Alien Syndrome on Sega Master System and an arcade. That's what it is. The vibes is giving me. Or anybody want to think of Arcadia Warriors, or like Smash TV. It has that kind of style, top down, arena based shooter in a sense. But it looks like it's once you kill everything, the next door opens. You go to up further into like the dungeon or something.
Okay. Yeah. So that's another game we can look forward to. It looks cool. I mean, it's got this retro vibe to it that a lot of indie games kind of go for, so we'll keep you posted on that as well. So
yes.
Anything else super? I don't really see. I just kind of threw a lot of this together at the last minute. Nah.
No, I think people from Nintendo are probably gonna be returning back. I think they was probably still on vacation. For the week of New Year's. Mm-hmm. So I think they're coming back to I think they're going to get back and start releasing some info and everything. So I think they're getting ready for that. Yeah. Hopefully so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one guy that left Naughty Dog to go to Crystal Dynamics, I wonder if that Adventures game is going to be on Switch.
Well, a lot of sites list it like for upcoming games, and it's listed for Switch. I could not imagine them not trying to. Which, look, if they're gonna put that on Switch, I could not see them doing
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I hope they do. Yeah. I need a collection, Nintendo. Stop playing with my emotions. Or Square Enix, I should say. Get Tomb Raider Definitive and Rise on Switch.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I don't get a physical copy. Make them digital only if you need to. I want both of them.
Look, I don't care if it's either. I would just want. I would just like those games on Switch. I love those games so much.
I would just restart them from the beginning and be like, yep.
I mean, I've been wanting to replay, like, I've even started replaying Rise of the Tomb Raider like 4 times, and it's like, I would just like them on Switch. I don't even care.
Yeah.
So
it's so good. it's just so good.
Yeah. So, but what do you think? Is there anything else we really need to talk about? Like, I don't know. We've been going for a while. We don't really have a ton of things to really announce from the direct because we'll be doing our own kind of thing for that when it's here.
The last thing, and this is kind of maybe a future direct prediction, even though we don't have no announcement, we don't know what they're going to be showing. So Fantasy Star Online 2 is for Switch. It's going to only be released in Japan, and it's going to be for, during the cloud. Can we see that game also coming to America? And what will Nintendo's new online functionality include cloud? And will there be games that are old using the cloud system? And what does that say for like the future, for some old games? Because I would love to see like their Dreamcast lineup, even though some people say, well, that should be on Virtual Console, but if we could get early Dreamcast games through cloud on Switch, I could see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really a huge Phantasy Star guy, but like I understand a lot of people have, a lot of affinity for that, and like I think they need to get their online infrastructure on first. Like I think their online is still a little buggy at times, but maybe it's like maybe it doesn't require like a huge online infrastructure to play that game. I don't know. The Dreamcast version didn't really. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we could see games like that make it here. I don't know, man. There's so many people who say they want games all the time, and it's so hard to predict. Like, because like, I'm not trying to say that these are the same games, but you look at Mirror's Edge Catalyst. So many people wanted a Mirror's Edge sequel, and then we got one, and nobody bought it. How many of those people are saying that about, this Phantasy Star game? So. I don't know. I personally think that Nintendo would benefit from having a game like Phantasy Star for the simple fact that they don't really have their mega online game, and that would give them they have a good partnership with Sega, which they could do. I think, this would benefit both companies in doing this, So
yes.
I don't know. I think they would benefit from a game like that, especially because, games as a service are getting more popular by the day, and this could fill that role for them without them actually having to develop it themselves. That's where I'm kind of coming from here.
Would you like Sega to revisit their arcade lineup and do cloud before they, if they had Sega had a cloud system where, I guess if you pay I don't want to say monthly subscription, but I guess so, or was able to buy it. I don't know, just something that you could play Japanese arcade games that never came to America, and you don't have to worry about it taking much space on your system or anything.
I mean, I think that would be like the hamster thing, right? Like I think that that would be more for them to decide than like if Sega and Hamster kind of went together and were like, hey, we want our old arcade games here, or our older arcade games here. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't think those games take up very much room anyway. I think you could just download them. I don't know if they would need some kind of weird cloud thing, because like PlayStation and Xbox don't even have those like perfected. So, man, I don't even know really. But I think maybe you could subscribe to them, kind of like it could be almost like an Xbox Game Pass type thing where you download the games, but you subscribe to the service.
Okay.
Now that I kind of am thinking about it, I don't know, but then does Sega have a strong enough library to even do that? I don't even know.
I think they do, because like I said, that's why I said like a lot of arcade Japanese games that they never released here, because like it would be cool to play like even though Virtual Fighter came here, I think it would be cool to play that arcade version on a little bit on the go if we're going with the subscription model and you could download them. It would be cool to like play those enhanced versions or of the arcade version of Virtual Fighter. Like I think a lot of people will be like, oh, Sega brought this game, and we never got this enhanced update or something to America, like people probably would be down for that, because I don't even think people even know about like the Golden Axe arcade game. Like I haven't even seen that in arcades, and I would love to give that game a try.
Yeah.
Or something. You know, Die Hard, that was, I think, or not Die Hard, I forgot the name of it. I think that one was only on the Sega. It might have been on PlayStation, I don't know. But I only remember playing that game at the arcade.
Yeah.
Like I think it's Virtual Cop. I think that's it.
Virtual Cop. Oh man, dude, I had Virtual Cop for Sega Saturn, I want to say. Oh man, what a interesting piece of history that is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Sega is the right company to do that kind of thing, but I would like to see some sort of like. Remember on the Wii they had the Sega Virtual Console also, and I would like to see Nintendo kind of tap back into that and be like, "Hey, we like Sega's games enough to add them to our Virtual Console lineup again. Would you like to see that?" And then add like an arcade section of Virtual Console or like Virtual Arcade or something, and then like maybe when they redesign their eShop or whatever, they have the hamster games in there, and then they have Sega in there, and then like Capcom and Konami maybe could stretch into that realm also, and you just see like Nintendo's Virtual Arcade, and you go in there, and it would be similar to how the Wii's Virtual Console is set up. You could search by company or by game or by name of the game or by like, is it co-op or competitive style things? And you could really get into some deep, weird arcade stuff in there, you know? And like, they had import games on there, you know, on the Virtual Console. You know, we got games like Sin and Punishment, and there's a bunch of TurboGrafx stuff and a bunch of Sega stuff that was imported. You know, we got Doki Doki Panic. We got quite a few import games on that service. So like, I could see that happening. I would actually love that if that happened, you know, and then Konami could get the rights back to all their side-scrolling beat-em-up games. It'd be great. X-Men, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff.
Hey, and maybe Nintendo can work with Microsoft and get that original version of Killer Instinct on there.
Yeah,
I'm down for it.
I mean, look, Microsoft and Nintendo have a working relationship, an okay working relationship, and assuming that they are still working well together, you know, they could get, like, even if they want to get games on that N64 rumored N64 classic, like, this could lead into, hey, Killer Instinct, you know, N64 Perfect Dark, like those kinds of games on there, you know. Oh man, you just gave me yes. I'm really excited now. I don't know if you can see that. I'm really excited. And you know, they could have like the games work with the fight sticks and stuff, like, you know, having games like Mortal Kombat, especially like Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 on there, and the different versions of those games, or the different Street Fighters on there, you know. You could get really obscure fighting games on there. You could even go to Sega and be like, hey, Virtual Fighter was weird. Can we have that for our arcade system? Yeah, like, oh man, yes. I just got really excited. I don't know if you can tell. I'm really excited.
Yes.
I don't know. I would like to see them expand Virtual Console into a virtual arcade, and then really kind of get into some weird stuff. Because I think there's an audience for that.
Yeah, because they mix some arcade stuff in on the Wii, like Tecmo Bowl. Like, we had the NES version, but they mixed like the arcade edition. It's like, what the heck's this?
Yeah, and I think it would. I think it would benefit, and I think it would give Virtual Console a refresh, the refresh that it needs. You know, like not that, like, you know, not everybody wants to play old Nintendo games, but like look, we've seen Virtual Console on 3 systems already. It needs some kind of refresh, some kind of like new reason for people to dip in there, outside of like us who are going to go in there and buy everything anyway. And I really think adding an arcade section to it, adding Sega Genesis and Saturn and Dreamcast, especially now in there, would benefit it. Adding TurboGrafx, adding even I don't know if you would go as far as putting like Atari Jaguar and 3DO games on there, but I mean, there's an audience for those games. Like Giant Bomb loves Atari Jaguar games for some reason, so like there's an audience for that stuff. So I don't know, man. I think out of spawning this idea and me not having any thought on it, now I have a ton of thoughts on it. And I just spewed them all out all over the floor in an inconsistent manner. But I like that idea of having a virtual console arcade. And, you get Namco in there with some of their classic games. You could get even Atari games in there. You could get... what other weird things are... I don't know. There's so many weird arcade games out there. I wonder if they could do like vector graphics even, or I don't know, man. Get those weird versions of Alter Beast and Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins. Do they have an arcade version? Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
So, but anyways, and you could even get like classic Nintendo arcade games in there. Like Donkey Kong would be great, and I still think like the original concept for Donkey Kong is a great idea, and like having that in a virtual arcade and having you could buy an accessory to have this Switch stand up so it would be a vertical screen, or even interesting things like that. I think could go a long way. So we'll see. I like that idea a lot, though. I do.
Yeah.
So. Let's see. We've been going for a long time. Wow. I did not even like each video is like 45 minutes long. So, yeah, after that technical hiccup, I did not expect us to go this much longer, but we did. We always go longer. I don't even know why, because we love Nintendo. That's why.
Yes.
But anyways, this I think is going to wrap Nintendo Power Block. Remember, you can find Nintendo Power Block on our YouTube page every Tuesday and Friday. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter. If you're watching the video, the link's below. You can follow us on Twitter at NGR Power Block and Instagram at Nintendo Power Block. NGRradio.com/Nintendo Power Block is your home for all of Power Block's content, including Expansion Pack, Let's Pod and Play, and our reacts. So our first one should be coming up soon for the Nintendo Direct. Yes. I hope it's on Thursday, because I really want to do a live watch along for that on twitch.tv/NGRradio. You can email the show. Next week we are doing a question block segment. So email us at nintendopowerblock@gmail.com. We want your questions. We want to have some good topics that we can just kind of yell at.
Dive in.
So Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and you can check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. Check out Arsenal X here on NGR Radio and World 11 Podcast here on NGR Radio. Also, if you guys are on SoundCloud, there's a podcast called Extra Jump Podcast. It's a PlayStation 1. I was a special guest subbing for one of the hosts, so you guys can actually hear our thoughts about some good PlayStation games. And we actually talk a little bit about the swatting incident and talk about it. So yeah, check that out on SoundCloud.
Nice. You can find me at CoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on NGR Radio every Monday, and on that sideshow NGR B-Sides. We talk about some random stuff on there. It's a good time. Download our family of shows: Arsenal X, which is our Xbox podcast; Nerds Gone Platinum, which is our PlayStation show; NGR Radio, World 1-1. Check out our friends from other shows. Let's see here. Where else? Oh, you can visit ngrradio.com. By the time this goes up, I will have my top 10 Switch games and my top 10 games of the year 2017 up on ngrradio.com. Check out Matt's top 10 games. It's very interesting to see what kind of games he dove into last year. So, again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Hopefully the direct will happen, and we can just spew about that direct all day. Let's see. Oh, so when we do before we get out of here, when we do the direct, subscribe to twitch.tv/NGR Radio. For podcast listeners and for people who subscribe to the YouTube page, we are going to do a live watch along. We are going to do a pre-show. We are going to do a reaction show afterwards, and then we are going to do a full podcast and break down everything from that direct. So if you want to hang out with us during the direct, twitch.tv/NGR Radio. We will maybe have guests on. We will kind of have people popping in and out, I think. So we'll see. We might do that not through the normal cool thing that you see here on YouTube, but maybe through Google Hangouts. That way it's easier for guests to pop in and out, and we won't have to like switch everything around and everything. So that's going to be a fantastic show. So just giving everybody a heads up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woo-hoo!